The Bible says we have the mind of Christ, but we reject that mind that God has given us, and we want to think the way we want to think, reason the way we want to reason. So when we subscribe to the filters of the flesh or filters of the mind, we exit God from the center of our lives. That is where pride set in. That is where we begin to exalt imaginations. Remember 2 Corinthians chapter 10, from verse 4 to 5, it said, we demolish arguments and those pretensions that set themselves up against the knowledge of God. And we take captives thoughts in obedience to Christ. So there are imaginations, there are thoughts, there are arguments. Those are filters that are suggesting how we should live, what we should subscribe to, the kind of identity we should embrace. So when we begin to allow those imaginations, those suggestions, we embrace the cultures of this world instead of the cultures of heaven. Our mind tells us that you are not looking good enough. You're not looking beautiful enough. The world will not accept you the way you are. You need to improve on yourself. So you see different kinds of worldly filters begin to come in. Suggestions. You can broaden your nose, making your nose pointed. Walk on your cheek. Walk on. Just, you see how people, once they are done going through the filters of this world, you check them again, how they were created in the image and likeness of God. You can't find that identity anymore. Somebody, I don't know if you heard that story, they said somebody was asking God was praying and praying, and by the time God said, okay, let's go and answer this person's prayer, send the angels the picture of the identity of the person, the passport. But when they came to answer, looking for the person, they couldn't find him, I couldn't find her, because the person had transformed himself or herself. The angels were searching everywhere because the person the face had been, let me say, has been filtered. They're no longer who they used to be. You're searching. Say, where is it? This is a passport. We can't search. We can't see the person. Haven't you seen some of these social media pictures where you see people, and maybe you saw here somebody went to marry or and then the next thing is what happened to Jacob is what happened to the person. He thought he was going to marry his beloved wife. Yes, Rachel. But what was offered to him was Leah. Overnight, when he woke up and he saw that a filter had been, somebody had filtered his heart throb. A man wept, had to pay another price. The world offers us a false identity, a false image,